What is a startup community? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fervent 4. Did you know that only 4% of businesses ever cross the annual $1 million revenue mark? Hello, I'm Zack Miller, author of Anomaly. With me today, I have my co-host, Tim Ryan, lead man at startwheel.org. Thank you so much for joining us. The Fervent 4 is a weekly show each and every Thursday at 11 a.m. dedicated to sharing insights into growing a world-class business, no matter the climate. All right, what resources, opportunity, and a bunch of other things are available for your startup in the 757? Please welcome our guest today, Aaz, to the show from 757 Startups. Aaz, what's happening?
Hey, a lot's happening. Growing the community on Slack, getting a feel for what it's like to be a part of Techstars, just like thinking of new projects and doing a listening tour of founders and folks in the community. So lots going on. I wish there were like 2 or 3 of me.
Oh, well, I think it would be wonderful to start with this question. So at what point in your life did you realize it was easier for people to understand how to pronounce your name by saying it's the Wizard of Oz? And the reason I thought of this is I've been watching Sopranos, and the part that I watched today apparently is where this the Soprano guy Shrink is thought of the Wizard of Oz in some sort of her dream or something like that. I don't know if you guys ever watched the show, but I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was reading your bio and it said like the Wizard of Oz, and I was like, oh, I want to ask her about that. So when did you realize that it was easier for you to say, hey, it's like Oz, the Wizard of Oz, than something else?
Yeah, I mean, pretty early because it's just like a very easy association. And so, personal branding, you want to make it as easy and as sticky for people to like remember you as possible. And so I would say Oz, and then people would go like, oh, like the wizard. And I'd be like, yeah, I guess. And so I just started just saying that because.
So like as a kid?
As a kid, like all through college, like now, like when I've been pitching, yeah.
You born and raised in this area?
I am raised in this area. I got here when I was 4. My dad's military. So yeah.
You went to UNC, here. Right?
I did.
Chapel Hill?
Go Heels, yeah.
Okay, so actually let's talk about, I think branding is something that's really interesting, right? And so something, I think our area has a branding issue. I actually don't think it's a branding issue. I think they make it a bigger issue than they need to be, but that's a completely different story. So like you have an area like Chapel Hill, UNC, you got Duke, obviously synonymous with Durham and things like that. And then you got other areas where people just know the college, and a lot of times the town is built up because of something like that. What do you think about kind of the word association and branding associated with college towns or cities that are being marketed by the sports teams that can kind of help elevate them up? Do you think that's something that's helpful?
Yeah, I think that it's a huge strength. I think that the strongest carriers of a place brand oftentimes are like the entertainers, the athletes, the people who can sort of like export this far and wide. Like it's one thing to have a locals name that people call this area, but if you have people like Pharrell and Missy Elliott and like all of our athletes calling this place the 757, then everywhere else in the world is going to start to identify this place as 757. So, it helps to have a really successful basketball program like Carolina and a fairly successful, slightly, except for the last 2 years, a slightly less successful Duke basketball program also carrying, the whole like the triangle and all of that. I think that it helps to have people with large megaphones exporting a local brand.
Interesting. When so you're born, or not born, but you're raised here since you were 4. What age did you start feeling the itch, the entrepreneurial itch?
Yeah, I sold my first ever business, and Gavin just made me have a heart attack a little bit with this comment. But so I started my first company in 5th grade. I was selling birthday cakes on my school bus, and it was just like a box of Betty Crocker cake. Like I think I might have added some like sour cream to it to make it really moist. And then I sold it to these twins who had a birthday for like $40. And I was like, oh my God, a sucker is born like I could really do this. And so I'm selling birthday cakes like to kids at my school, $40 a pop. They're like, someone's parent got upset and like shut me down. But I was like, yeah, this is.
Gotta love the haters early.
Yeah.
So remember the date. It is April 1st. My guess is Roy Williams did not retire. I hope that you wouldn't retire on April 1st. I don't know. I'm pretty good at April Fools. I didn't do an April Fools yet this year, so maybe I'll do one later. But
it
so
seems
weird.
A little like April Fools.
It seems a little April Foolsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think the issue with this year with Duke and Carolina, a lot of the other blue bloods is a lot of them are single player focused right now, like one and done years, and a lot of these players are the teams that seem to be gelling and doing well are teams that are junior and senior led teams where UNC, Duke, the Kansases of the world haven't had that time to gel, and with COVID, you're not allowed to play together. That's my analysis of this year's college basketball season as to why those teams aren't there. They'll be back next year.
Are you stuck at your home office, socially distanced coffee shop, or your fancy all bricked out corner office wondering why no one can see your business and sales are all over the place? Sounds like you need a pro. That's why I developed the Anomaly Academy. Insert clever copy here. Oh, I guess I was supposed to put something else there. Oops. You can grab access to the Anomaly Academy now at zackmillersays.com/Anomaly Academy.